what ended up happening behind the scenes, and it's still happening, and we can take Malaysia as an example from the little I know about it, is let's say the reserve ratio, right, of banks. So the reserve ratio basically means, I have to keep so much money in the bank, I can lend out the rest of it, right? And the lower the reserve ratio, the more the multiplier effect, because it goes in the economy, they keep it at other banks and so on and so forth, right? So inflation, and they play around with that ratio. So people don't notice when that ratio has changed. In Malaysia, it's gone from 10% roughly in 2000s to now, I think it's 2%, right? So every time the ratio goes lower, money supply is increasing. And when money supply is increasing, who's pumping the money in when the reserve ratio is lower? It's the bank. The bank is giving more loans. In fact, if you look at quantitative easing, right, in the US, UK, it was through banks lending. Look at COVID loans. COVID loans. There's wars being financed around the world. How are they being financed? By loans. Why loans? Because when a loan is given, money supplies increase. So unlike before, when the government itself would control that money supply, today it's almost outsourced that function to for-profit banks. And we have fraudulently been led to believe that a bank is some sort of custodian. That, you watch those cartoons, you keep the bank has a vault or something where they keep your money. None of that's true. A bank is solely a money lending institution. In fact, custodians, brokers, asset managers, there's a whole different regulator.
Sure.
The central banking regulator is only lending money supplies. There's a money lending regulator. So again, very easy for everyone to see today that banks are predominantly the reason for money supply increasing.
Yep.
In fact, if you look at the UK and the US, there is no more reserve ratio. Most people don't even know this because you're still learning in textbooks. Why are they still teaching that in textbooks? There's no more reserve ratio. A bank can lend unlimited amounts of money. If it has $10 of deposit, it can still lend out $1 billion.
Loans create deposits. Loans create deposits, not deposits create loans now.
Okay, correct. So there, as long as it fits their credit, they're giving out loans. And they are incentivized as for-profit institutions to give as many loans as possible because that's how they make money. It's a for-profit institution. It's the most insane thing.